Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to V23 Athletics here in Denver, Colorado for our Strengthlete Collective Feat of Strength, where we will see a U105 World Record Atlas Stone go over today. I'm Coach Bo Ryan. I am joined today with 2020 Amateur Champion, Clash of the Rockies Champion, the Muscles Marinara himself, Anthony Pro Strongman, Anthony San Lorenzo. Give it up for Anthony. Anthony, as an athlete and longtime enthusiast, how stoked are you about this event happening today for the U105 class?
Sure, I think we're going to see some really amazing lifts today. I think it's very realistic that all of these athletes are going to beat the current world record. It's just a matter of how much they're going to beat it by. Also, I think we're going to see several 500-pound Atlas Stones today, which I think will be really, really cool to watch.
Excellent. Excellent. So we'll have some context to that later, what it means for U105 to be hitting a 500-pound stone in competition. But I think right now, we are going to go ahead, slight change of course. These guys are going to be coming up, getting their warm-up reps here on camera here shortly. So we are going to go ahead and introduce these athletes.
All right, first up we have Josh Eisel. Let's make some noise for Josh, everybody. Come on. Josh is going to be our first one here to attempt the 330 stone. For some of these guys, this is really just a warm-up. It's a pretty heavy stone, but let's watch it happen. Josh, you ready?
No, yeah, we'll do all the.
Oh, we're doing the full introduction? Okay, my mistake, my mistake. Next up, we have Darren Heltemus. Darren, why don't you come out here? Let's make some noise for Darren, everybody. Darren is a great Atlas Stone loader. He also is responsible for helping run this event. So, Darren, thank you for making this happen for everybody.
Thank you for everybody coming.
Next up, we got Mike the Slice Congdon. Let's make some noise for Mike, everyone. Come on. Last up, we have Adam Dirks. Adam's been at World's Strongest Man, lifted some incredibly heavy weights, so make some noise for Adam. And these are the 4 athletes that will be attempting this world record today. Let's make some noise for everybody. Come on.
So we're going to go ahead and give a little context, and if you want to come out here with me, let's talk about the stone these guys are going to be lifting today. So essentially what we're going to be working with here today, which is actually relatively unique for the sport, is we have a kind of one-off Atlas stone here that was made in conjunction with Darren Heltemus and Slater Hardware out on the East Coast. So dry weight on this stone is 330 pounds. These guys are going to come around, they're going to warm up with this stone, which is essentially cake weight for these guys. Once we do that, we're going to take this nut off right here, and we're going to be jumping 50 pounds for the first one. So these guys will hit 330 pounds, they'll jump to 380 pounds, then they're going to jump to 430 pounds, and that's going to be kind of the first relatively, that'll be within 90% window of what these guys are capable of. Once we hit 430, the current world record is owned by Ron Deuce of Australia at 452 pounds for the 105 class. So these gentlemen are jumping directly to 460 pounds, which, as Anthony kind of pointed out, I think we're going to have 4 guys who are going to break that world record today. Past that, we're going to add some more leg shot. We're going to jump to 480. Then we're going to jump to 500 pounds, hopefully. And then after that, Anthony, I think could be anybody's game.
Yeah, you know, it could be. We'll see what kind of jumps we get above 500 pounds, but I think it's very realistic. We will have multiple 500-plus pound stone loads today.
That's incredibly exciting. And again, for the U105 class, this is huge weight. Maybe these guys have hit some of this in training. Maybe they're holding their cards a little close to the chest. What do you think about that?
You know, we've seen some really cool stuff online from some of these guys training. I know that Josh posted a 485 Atlas stone from his training, so I think it's very realistic for him to hit 500. You know, as a competitor, I don't always share exactly what I'm capable of on social media, so I'm pretty excited to see what these guys are going to be doing here today.
Yeah, I think it takes a tremendous amount of confidence. I mean, how many U105 athletes are there in the US and how many of them here today. Obviously, this was kind of put together short notice, a little history on that. Athlete Darren Heldemus had approached us about 3 months ago, had this idea, probably selfishly. He's a big, strong guy as far as breaking the Atlas Stone world record. So a lot of these guys, I mean, 3 months notice for maybe 2 of the guys, the rest of them are off maybe 30 to 40 days. So to be able to prepare for something like this and have the confidence to show up with this caliber of competition, I think speaks volumes for these athletes.
Yeah, you know, and also this isn't a super common event in strongman. You will rarely see a max Atlas Stone event. Also, the fact that we have this kind of equipment here, this buckshot loadable Atlas Stone can allow these athletes to more closely dial in what kind of weights they're trying to hit, so we can really hit a true world record here for these 105 athletes. Yeah, are we ready to get going?
I think we're ready to get going.
Cool.
All right, guys, so we are going to check on the athletes here real quick, see if they're ready to come up again. We're only starting off 330 pounds, but essentially how this is going to work is we're going to load the stone onto the scale so we get the dry weight, and then each individual bucket of lead shot will be weighed on camera so that we make this thing absolutely as official as possible. So, guys, we're going to take a second. We're going to check it with our athletes, see if they're ready to go, and then we'll be right back. Woo! All right, guys, we checked in with these competitors, and they are fired up and ready to go. But first of all, I want to introduce our official judge for the day, Jonathan Cotton. Welcome. I appreciate you being here today. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I'm excited to see some big stone loads.
What are you expecting to hit today? You've competed alongside some of these guys, and you've kind of seen some of their videos. What are you expecting out of these guys today?
Honestly, I think we're going to end up maxing the stone out.
I think the biggest, I'd have to double check with Darren, but there was somebody requesting whether the stone could be loaded to 550 pounds or not, which is huge. I hope we have enough lead shot on hand here to make that happen should the situation present itself. So, guys, we are going to go ahead and introduce our very first athlete. Guys, let's get Josh Eisel out to the floor. Josh is 6 years. He is a 6-year strongman. He's a warehouse manager from Columbus, Ohio. His best events, Husafell carry, he actually won the carry at the 2020 105 Nationals. He has loaded a 550-pound keg, loaded to 48 inches, which is mega. He comes in walk with a 503-pound Husafell carry for 17 feet, 350-pound Husafell for 407 feet. And he is a Clash on the Coast finalist. We are thrilled to have him here with us today.
Come on, guys, let's get some energy in the room. Let's make some noise for Josh. Let's go!
Music? Wigs. Music.
Come on, let's make some noise for him. Let's go. Come on! Let's get it, Josh! And that was a very easy 330-pound Atlas Stone. Let's make some noise for Josh. Thank you, Josh. All right, up next here, our next athlete is Darren Heldemus. Darren is from right here in Denver, Colorado, trains here at V23. 13 years in the sport, 2018 USS National overweight, overall heavyweight champion. This is a 330-pound attack from Darren.
Down, and then put the mic.
And he makes it look easy. Great job, Darren. Make some noise for him, everybody. Come on. Next up, we got Mike Congdon. Mike is attempting the 330 stone. This is just a warm-up for a lot of these guys. Good pick off the floor, good extension. Makes it look easy. Great job, Mike. All right, last up in our athletes, we have Adam Dirks. Adam's about to attempt the 330-pound stone here. This is our first warm-up attempt for these athletes. Let's make some noise for Adam, everybody. Come on. Let's go. Easy. Could have loaded that to over 6 feet. That was very high. Great job, Adam. All right, we're going to take a minute here to load 50 pounds into our Atlas stone. So as you can see here, we have the two 25-pound buckets equaling 50 pounds. We're going to take that buckshot, open up this nut here. There is a cavity inside of this Atlas stone that you can fill with buckshot, sand, whatever it may be, to try to make that stone heavier, adjust the weight as needed. So we have our helpers here, working on getting this stone loaded up to 430 pounds for our next attempt. What do we think of that attempt here at 330? I think it looked very easy for everybody.
Oh, this is cake weight for these guys. This is probably lower than most of the training reps they've been hitting in the last several months. And I also wanted to give some insight, particularly for those of you who are relatively new to strongman, not familiar with the history in our crowd here in Denver. So when we talk about how Atlas stones got integrated into the sport, right? What they're likely most famous for is this, like the Atlas stone run, the McGlashan run. Is that correct? The McGlashan stones.
I'm double checking the word. Yeah.
Let's double check that. But those stones run when you see them run in strongman. Now, when they were really introduced in 1986, is that correct?
That is correct.
When they were introduced in 1986, the Atlas stones, it was more of a matter of, can these guys get that done? When you see that done at World's Strongest Man now, it's not a matter of if it's going to get done. It's a matter of how fast it's going to get done. Is that right?
Yeah, so that's correct. When Atlas stones first got introduced into strongman back in the 80s, the stones were ranging from 100 to 160 kilos. We're going to be going above that weight here today. Actually, I think our opening weight was right around 160 kilos. So, we do need to address the fact that equipment has changed. Training methods have changed. Athletes are using tacky now, which is a pine-based tacky that you put on your forearms, on your hands. It makes loading that Atlas stone just a little bit easier. We definitely need to address that, but it is incredibly impressive that some of these guys are attempting stones, 200 pounds above what World's Strongest Man was doing in the 80s.
Absolutely. I think that's a testament specifically to the U105 class, which was 105 kilo, which is gentlemen who are 231 and below. And I think it also speaks to the evolution of the sport itself, to where weights that guys were hitting 20, 25 years ago, who were probably some of them double their body weight. Now we have an incredibly athletic, incredibly explosive, incredibly capable 105 class that could be hitting upwards of 500 plus pounds today, which speaks to the quality of competitor that's showing up here today.
I think we should also address some of the existing world records for some of the other weight classes, just to put into context how impressive this really is. Back in March of 2016, Brian Shaw set the Atlas Stone Max world record at 555 pounds. Now to put that in context, Brian's about 6'8", 400 pounds. Some of these guys are close to half of Brian's body weight and will be attempting weights fairly close to what he was doing. The current Atlas Stone world record is held by Tom Stoltman, set in May of 2020, 630 pounds. So, again, these guys being half the weight of some of those guys, I think it's extremely impressive what they're attempting here. Are we ready for our next attempt? Dan?
All right.
Yep. Josh, you ready? Cool. Josh is going to be making his second attempt. We're at 430 pounds. Right?
380.
I'm sorry, 380. Our next jump here, this is 380. 430 will be the next one. Let's make some noise for Josh, everybody. Come on.
That's one for Josh Heisel. This gentleman stands 6'6". With that wingspan, he's going to have a little bit farther to travel, picking it off the floor. But generally, he's not going to have to hit nearly the thoracic extension that we're going to see from some of the shorter athletes. And by shorter, I mean maybe 6'4"-ish, right? Yeah. So next, we have from Aurora, Colorado, Darren Heldemus coming out for his 380-pound attempt. I've seen this guy smoke weight way beyond this, what he's about to hit today. Crowd, let's make some noise for Darren.
Yeah! Come on.
Easy weight for Dan Heldemus. Excellent lift. So our third competitor, guys, let's turn it up for Michael Congdon. He's going to come out, attempt his 380. Big lift, energy going on here, guys. Let's give it up for Mike.
Come on, Mike. Let's go. Come on.
Easy load for athlete Michael Congdon. And last, we're going to have Adam Dirks come out and start his first attempt at 380 pounds. Let's give it up for Adam Dirks.
Come on, Adam.
Big energy right here, guys. Let's go. They're
Make
just
some
getting
noise.
warmed up. Super smooth pick.
Let's go.
Over the top she goes.
Nice, nice.
Excellent load by Adam Dirks. So guys, our next jump is going to be 430 pounds. So we're going to put another 50 pounds of lead shot into that stone. Anthony, so again, you've kind of seen these guys training. Do you have, obviously, it's not a matter of if it's going to be broken, it's a matter of how much. Each and every one of these athletes that are here today, highly capable, highly dangerous, big threat to the competition. But all things aside, what are your thoughts on who's going to, again, the record will be broken, but there's only going to be room for one name in the record books. Do you have a favorite here, or who are you pulling for?
You know, I do have a favorite. I don't want to say any names at this point. We want the athletes to do as well as they possibly can. Like we said before, I think it's very realistic that all of these athletes are going to break the current world record. It's just a matter of how much. I also think it's worth noting, our last attempt was 380 pounds. The women's open world record is currently 374 pounds set by Donna Moore in September of 2020.
Woo! Big
So
weight.
what these guys are warming up on is the women's overall world record. Again, very impressive from both male and female athletes, what they're capable of nowadays. These guys are absolutely killing it today. I'm very excited to see this here.
So when we usually see Atlas stone in competition, again, it's usually not whether the stone's going to go over the bar. It's either going to be how much or how fast. So as the sport has progressed, and we've seen this almost turn into more of a test of kind of endurance and fortitude, and you know, making sure you don't hesitate from stone to stone. You have to be fast on your feet. You have to be quick, and you have to be fast with that last bit of extension, and then on your way. How have these guys prepared for this, specifically with such short notice? Some of these guys are coming off 30 days, maybe 45 days. What does the training look like if this was thrown into your lap and you're like, hey, Anthony, middle of your training cycle, right? How are you going to prepare for this 30 to 40 days out?
You know, this is a really unique lift in the world of strongman. You really don't see a lot of max Atlas stone attempts in a competition setting like this. So it's really cool that Darren was able to put this event together and give these athletes an opportunity to try to set that world record. As far as preparing for this, because this is a unique lift, I don't know if there's really a right or wrong way to approach this. Mike Congdon posted some really interesting training videos on his Instagram recently, essentially doing a box squat with a front hold sandbag and a band wrapped around his waist and attached to a squat rack behind him. So as we get that thoracic extension, it's pulling back on the hips. So it's been really cool to see guys like Mike, guys like Darren train for a unique event such as this and implement unique training strategies such as, like, you know, what I was just talking about Mike was doing. You know, I'm sure he or someone close to him kind of just made that up, but you know what? If it works, it works.
Right, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, where are we at here?
We're going to check with our loaders here, see if we are ready to go for the first attempt at 430 pounds. Do we have a thumbs up?
Yeah, we just got thumbs up.
We just got a thumbs up. So Josh Eisel will come out to the platform for his first attempt at 430 pounds. Again, this gentleman stands 6'6", Slightly farther pick from the floor, but once he gets that thing up, it is going over the bar. Guys, let's make some noise for Josh Isom! John Cotton gives him the thumbs up. Come on, Josh. Last pick. He's over the top.
Let's go. Nice.
Wait. Guys, what you just witnessed is only 20 to 30 pounds less than the current world record, and he made it look like an empty stone.
Absolutely, and I think him being so tall, having such a large wingspan, he's really able to get his arms all the way around that stone, create a lot of friction so that that stone isn't slipping out of his grasp here. Who do we got next? Darren Heltemus for that 430 stone. Let's make some noise for Darren.
Darren is a big aggression, very dangerous guy, probably one of the most experienced gentlemen in the sport. Let's see how that pick goes. Oh, lightweight. Put some weight in that stone, baby. Yeah! Give it up for Darren Heltemus, 430 pounds.
Great work, Darren.
Big lift. Great work, D. All right. We got Michael Condon fired up, chomping at the bit. He is coming out to the platform.
Let's go,
for his
Mike.
attempt at 430 pounds.
Let's get it, Mike. Come on. Good. Easy. Good pick.
Let's go make some noise.
Come on. Yeah.
Big lift for Michael Condon. Big energy going into that stone, guys. Big crowd, big energy from the crowd as well, guys. Make some noise one more time for these athletes. Our fourth competitor here is going to be Adam Dirks with his first attempt at 430 pounds. 21 pounds below the current world record. These guys are still just getting loose. Let's go, make some noise for it.
Make some noise for Adam. Let's go.
Keep that noise going, guys. Let's go. Big energy for these athletes.
Come on. Let's get it, Adam.
Let's go, Adam. There's the pick.
Come on.
Over the top. Oh, man.
Easy.
Dominant.
Easy.
Absolutely dominant load there. All right, guys. So our next jump
Is the world
the
record.
next Atlas stone you see go over that standard is going to be a world record. And guys, I want to get a camera. I want to get a camera on that standard.
I do not. Okay, sorry about that.
With these heavier ones in case they need to go again.
Yeah.
There we see the lead shot being loaded, guys.
So I think that this was the first weight that we've seen where we're starting to see how the physiological differences between these athletes are benefiting them. You know, Darren, Josh, Adam are all pretty tall for the 105 class. Most 105 athletes, I'd say, are between 5'9" and 6 foot. You know, Mike being in that 5'9" to 6 foot range, we did have to see much more of a thoracic extension from Mike in order to get that stone over the bar. However, he does have that horsepower.
Yeah.
You know, it is very realistic for him to hit this 460 stone right now, but I think we are seeing a little bit of an easier time from some of our taller athletes, as it was just showcased here.
Yeah, and, you know, when they put the athlete order together, I mean, this is in no particular order. These guys showed up. They just essentially drew straws. It was a shuffle. And so, you know, having Josh, the tallest competitor here, be the first one to go for that, I think is going to make this 460 look pretty easy, man.
No music? Is it because of the live stream?
Yep.
We've been. Yeah, we've been.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, have him. If we want to, we can go into some of this.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, keep the camera on them.
So, you know, with Atlas Stones being really one of those quintessential strongman lifts, right? That's the one that people remember. That's the one that people look at and are kind of amazed by. Some of these guys lifting up rocks this weight, this size. You know, we love seeing Atlas Stones as part of a strongman event.
It was 31, so it's 461 right now.
461. 461's our first load.
461 is our first load here. We just weighed the stone. We're just tightening down that nut there on the stone. We're going to get started here in a second. You know, it's cool to see some of the history of Atlas Stones being incorporated into strongman. You know, starting in cultures like Icelandic culture with the Manhood Stone in Scotland. You know, they also have similar Manhood Stones. I read a story, right? In Iceland, they had different sized stones that determined how much of a serving of food you would get, right? They had a stone that was half circle, considered half strength. If you could pick that, you got a half serving. Full circle, full strength, you got a full serving of food. So, feats of strength like this are really embedded in history, and it's really cool to be part of a historical event like this today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fascinating to see something, you know, in modern strongman that has its roots in fishing culture and rites of passage and manhood. And it's something that's kind of transcended. You know, the Basque region of Spain has a very, very old, I guess, very old, you know, it's customary. Basque region of Spain is known for their strength. Iceland, Scotland, Ireland. So we are now ready, guys. We need to make some noise. Josh Eisel is about to perform a 461-pound stone load. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be a world record. Make some noise, Josh. There he has it in the lap. And there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Eisel is currently the U105 world record holder. Up next, chomping at the bit, Darren Heldemus, guys. Guys, this is a local boy from Colorado, hailing out of Aurora. Big energy, D. Let's go. Give it up for V23 Athletics' very own Darren Heldemus. Easy. There's the pick. Easy. Over the top, baby.
Yeah!
These are still looking like warm-up reps, man.
I agree. I agree.
Here we go. Michael Congdon.
Mike,
Guys, let's give it up for Michael Congdon. Big lift energy here, gang.
Come on, Mike. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Make some noise for this athlete.
Good pick. Roll it in.
There's the pick.
Roll
There's
it
the
in.
pick. He's getting
Get
stepped in. Getting that center back over the heels. Make some noise, guys.
Come on. It's all right.
Hell of an
That's
attempt
all
from
right.
Michael Congdon, guys. Make some noise for this athlete.
Nice job, Mike.
Hell of an effort by Michael Congdon.
So is Mike done then, or does he get another shot?
He's done.
He's done.
All right, so we have 3 athletes left in the running for this world record. We got Adam Dirks up next. Josh Eisel and Darren Heldemus have already qualified for that next attempt. We're here at 460. Our next jump is going to be 480. Adam is just getting hyped up right now with the help of his crew.
Let's go, guys.
All right,
Make
Adam
some
is
noise
ready.
for Adam.
You can see that eye of the tiger in him.
Hey, let's go, Adam.
Awesome, good pick. He's getting nice and comfortable. Made it look easy. Made it look easy. We now have 3 athletes here that are currently tied for the Atlas Stone world record. We're going to add another 20 pounds here. We're going to go up to 480. Again, I think it's very realistic that all 3 of these athletes can hit a 500-pound stone today.
Yeah. Absolutely, those 3 attempts look phenomenal. And again, just to make everything official, that was 461.
461.
So that was 461. So our judges, our guys, we're getting all of this on camera. They're ensuring that every pound's accounted for here. So we'll see what they cook up, whether this is going to be 480 or 481. Let's see what the scale says. And again, we only have, now, what's the importance? Because there's only 4 athletes here today. Now, initially we had 6. So we had Aaron Fondry, who's a U90, right? Lighter guy, incredibly strong, incredibly dangerous athlete. He couldn't be with us here today. Unfortunately, he had some unfortunate family circumstances, so our thoughts go out to he and his family. And then Adam Geiger, who's another dangerous, and he's a local Colorado athlete, pro strongman, I believe, in 2009. He was second at the Amateur Arnold's in 19, got his pro card, correct? In 18, got his pro card. And he has been, he's a dangerous athlete. He, unfortunately, we got a message from him saying he was gonna pull out, we believe he's sick. So from 6 athletes down to 4 is huge. So also with particular to the Atlas Stone, what is the benefit? Because obviously, I believe Darren had put out some tests. This was kind of an invite-only attempt for the Atlas Stone. So what is the significance of this being an invite-only effort versus just allowing anybody off the street or any competitor to come in and try their chance at that stone?
Well, I think a lot of these athletes have earned the right to be here. I mean, everybody who is competing, from the 4 athletes, even the 6 athletes we initially had on our roster, everybody is at least 5 years into the sport. And with strongman being so taxing on your body, such a difficult sport, you know, to be in this for 5 years and competing at this level, I think everybody here has definitely earned that right. We also had this opened up to a online qualifier with a Max Zerker front squat. Did we get anybody from that?
I don't think we got anybody.
I don't think we got anybody from that, but I think that's a very good lift to showcase, you know, if you'd be capable to lift a stone like this. Are we at weight, everybody? We're here. All right.
What's our official weight? 481. All right.
481 is our official weight. This will be to officially break that Atlas Stone that these 3 guys currently have that record for.
Big energy. Let's
Josh
go.
is about to attempt 481. Let's make some noise for Josh, everybody.
There's the pick. He's got the wingspan over it. Come on. Big breath. Big set. Get it. Oh, yeah. 481 pounds going over for 6'6" Josh Eisel.
You know, he's just got that wingspan where he can really get all the way around that stone. As much surface area of his body in contact with the stone is going to help him lift it. All right, Darren Heltemus is getting ready to go here. 481 pounds. Let's make some noise for Darren. Come on, everybody.
There we go, chopping at the bit. He's got 1 attempt. Make it count, Darren. Here we go, make some noise for Colorado's own Darren Heltemus.
Let's go, Darren.
Fast pick off the floor. Oh, yeah. 481 pounds, big lift energy for Darren Heltemus. Absolutely smoked that stone, both of those athletes. So now, the world record was 452, then it went to 461. Now we just saw 481 loaded up. Our 4th athlete is going to be Adam Dirks. Guys, make some noise for Adam. Quiet aggression, here we go.
Come on.
Let's go now. Make some noise for Adam Dirks. 481 pounds.
Yes,
There's our pick.
yes.
Minimize that separation, and over she goes.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 for 3 athletes. 3 athletes left standing. 3 athletes just hit 481. And our next jump,
501.
501. 501 is going to go up that stone, ladies and gentlemen. Follow the loaders over there. We're going to get an official weight on this.
You know, when I coach or train people and I'm showing them how to do an Atlas Stone, a really good way to think about it for the average gym goer is, this is a deadlift into a front squat, right? All of these guys here have over a 700-pound deadlift, which is absolutely incredible. I'm not sure about their front squats, but I'm sure it's equally as impressive. You can see all these guys do a really good job getting their arms around that stone, picking it up like a deadlift into the lap. Then we get the arms over the top at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, bringing those hips forward up to the bar, that thoracic extension to get it up and over. We're seeing some really great techniques, some really great form from everybody. We got some really strong athletes here. I think that 500 is going to go for all 3 of them. Yep.
I agree, and I think that 500 is going to go over this bar here in the next few minutes. And also, I think that the common theme with a lot of strongman that's unorthodox from a lot of other strength sport is the importance of the athlete minimizing the separation between themselves and that implement. So the current stone we're using is 21 inches in diameter, right? So trying to keep that Atlas stone back over the base of support, that's why you're seeing those guys get it high in the lap. They're going over the top of the stone, trying to get as much of that weight back as possible. But then when you start that extension, that stone slowly starts creeping farther and farther ahead of you. Yep. So you're trying to drive back while that stone's trying to pull you forward. Yep. So the metaphor we usually use when we're training athletes for this, imagine walking around with your luggage out in front of you versus keeping it over your base of support. So that's the biggest challenge, whether you're seeing with yokes, deads, Atlas stones, log especially. Log's a big one, trying to reach all the way up, trying to keep that weight over the heels. It's incredibly challenging. 21 diameter stone, and again, you look at an athlete like Josh Eisel, right? Long limbs, huge wingspan. He's able to get over the top, lock those lats into place, lock that T-spine into place, and I think he's going to be a dangerous athlete here, and he will be our first athlete of 3 left going for this next 501-pound attempt. We're going to get an official weight from one of our judges here, Dan Flagg. Dan, do we have an official weight on this, sir?
502.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next stone you see go over that standard will be 502 pounds. Guys, get what you came for here. Give it up for Josh Eisel! Let's go, Josh. There's that pick. He's going to step in. Let's go, Josh. Yes! Yes! 502 pounds! 502 pounds! Going over for big Josh Eisel. Huge lift, ladies and gentlemen. Huge lift.
Incredibly impressive. I mean, really, for any athlete in any weight class to be able to pick up a 500-pound stone, not to mention all of these guys had to make weight at 231 pounds just yesterday. I saw on Josh's Instagram, he's already back up over 250. Incredibly impressive. That is an Atlas stone that is literally double his body weight.
Let's go, Darren.
Next attempt from Darren Heltemus. Let's make some noise for Darren, everybody.
Let's
Come
go,
on, we
D.
want some energy in the room. Let's go.
Big energy. Let's go, D.
Show them we're here to support. Let's go, guys. The more noise you make, the stronger he's going to be. Come on.
Let's go, D.
From the crowd. Come on, everybody.
There it is.
So you turn just a little bit, right? We want to get it right into the lap, nice and solid. He definitely has this. Nice deadlift off the floor, excellent. Rolls it into the lap. He's just got to get settled in that lap, and I think if he can get it settled, he can get it up over the bar. Good job. No good. Just make some noise. Come on. Great attempt from Darren. I mean, just the fact that he's attempting a 502-pound stone is absolutely incredible. He was able to pick it up off the floor, got into the lap, just couldn't make that extension up to the bar.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult, which is also mostly why these athletes are limited to 60-second windows. It's incredibly taxing. You only have a handful of breath before that window of vision starts kind of coming in. Everything turns green, and then after green, it goes to black, which we definitely don't want. But also, let's give a round of applause for Darren Heltemus. He was the reason we are here today. And now, we have big Adam Dirks coming out for a 502-pound Atlas Stone world record. Let's give it up for Adam Dirks. Come on, make some noise. Make some noise here, guys. Big energy. There's a fast pick into the lap, guys. Getting it back up. Oh, yeah. 502 pounds for big Adam Dirks. So everything from here on out, Anthony, we saw the 451-pound world record go down like a warm-up rep. The next jump was up to, we hit 561, that was the first attempt, right? We saw 581, 461. Then we went to 481, and now we're at 502 pounds.
502.
So the way this is structured is now the athletes are going to be able to call their own weight. So we're not going to have a standard 20-pound progression. So essentially, we're going to have these guys speak with the athletes, see what they want to jump, and I don't know about you, dude, it's all icing on the cake for me from here.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only has the record already been broken, right? We are now just determining by how much that record will be broken. I think both of these athletes got a solid 10 to 15, maybe 20 pounds in them. I'm really excited to see what we're going to see here now.
Yeah.
Do we want to go talk to them?
So actually, while we get this weight, guys, I think, yeah, Ant, let's go over there. Let's see what's going on in these athletes' minds.
Good.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you.
So for both.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what we decided.
Cool. Now, I've heard you loaded 530.
I asked them if we maxed out, but we're going to keep the same jump, so it's 20.
Okay, so Adam and Josh are about to get started here with a 520-pound lift.
I think it was a mic.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, Ant, you talked to these guys, so what was the decision?
So the decision is they're going to stick with this 20-pound jump cadence that we've been going with. So the next attempt is going to be a 520 attempt. My understanding is the stone can be loaded up to about 530. So if both the guys get that 520, we're going to see what happens next.
That's going to be interesting, and I don't know about you, Ant. I don't know if it's a matter of if the 520-pound stone's going up, right? I'm pretty confident the speed of both those athletes were able to pick, able to extend. It's anybody's game at this point. But it is interesting, you know, Josh Eisel being 6'6", what makes him great at the Atlas Stone is an entirely separate set of reasons that's going to make Adam Dirks great with the Atlas Stone, right?
Well, also, if you look at Adam, he has a very long wingspan. Adam is also a great deadlifter. He had the 105 deadlift world record up until, I think, a month or so ago. Part of the reason why he's real good at deadlifting, he's got those nice long arms. It'll shorten that range he has to travel. With his wingspan being so big, same with Josh. They can both really wrap their arms around it, increase that surface area that they come in contact with that stone, which is going to make them a lot more successful actually loading this over the bar. I think that both athletes here have a very solid chance of doing this.
And I'm not sure these gentlemen would have made it out. You know, Josh Eisel coming from Columbus, Ohio, Adam Dirks from Greenville, Wisconsin. These guys wouldn't have come out here if they didn't think they had an absolutely rock solid chance of breaking that record, which is already done. So again, from here on out, it's just icing on the cake.
Yep. We're just, I don't know if this is the right term to use, but we're almost adding insult to injury, right? We not only did we break that world record, but we're really laying it on right now. 3 minutes? All right, 3 minutes here. We're just getting the stone loaded up. We should have about 522. We'll get an official weight from our judges and helpers here in a minute. But again, I mean, we are making an attempt that's 35 pounds under the overall world record up until 2020. You know, 100 pounds under the open current world record. You know, considering guys like Tom Stoltman are, you know, bumping up against 400 pounds body weight. You know, these guys are weighing in between 230 and 250. It's an incredibly impressive feat of strength. We have 520 on the dot. Are we ready to get going here, team?
Maybe another 2 minutes.
Another 2 minutes?
I don't think we're ready. But let's also, Ant, especially for the strongman enthusiasts here, those of you guys who have been to the game, what do grassroots efforts like this mean for the 105 class, right? Because as far as, number one, athletes, in our understanding, have never been pitted off one against one another in a Max Atlas Stone event. The second thing is you're starting to see a grassroots effort specifically with, I'm totally biased, the highly exciting 231 class U105, to where you're starting to see grassroots efforts get some pretty big sponsors, and now we have the potential to move it forward to actually, you know, start putting cash in these athletes' pockets to do something that they're incredibly passionate about. What does that mean for the sport?
All right, we're ready.
We're about to get going here. We'll have a question in a second.
520 on the dot.
520-pound Atlas Stone attempt from Josh Eisel. Let's go! Pick off the floor. Getting nice and close He's okay. Come on, make some noise for him, everybody. Let's go. Come on, Josh, he's gonna go again. He had it, we just gotta get it into the lock. Good pick off the floor, rolling it into the lap. Awesome, awesome. Now what he's gonna do is get his hands over at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And it just wasn't there today. Make a round of applause here for Josh. Great work there, Josh. I mean, just the fact that he was able to pick that off the floor, right? There's no handles, there's no knurling, there's no bar, right? We are just, this is pure brute strength. You know, and technique, there's a good amount of technique that goes into a lift like this. But, you know, a lot of credit to Josh for picking that 520 off the floor there.
Yeah, not only technique, technique's one thing. It takes a tremendous amount of confidence to be able to walk up to a stone like that and just raw pick it off the floor. Tremendous confidence for a highly capable 105 class. I absolutely love seeing it. So we're gonna wait on athlete Adam Dirks. Guys, let's start making a little noise.
Come on, energy!
Let's start making some noise. Approaching with confidence, guys. 520 pounds on the nose for athlete Adam Dirks.
Come on!
He is the last man standing at this point. If this goes over the bar, we have ourselves a new world record holder. Athlete Adam Dirks. There's the break. He steps in, he's got it on the lap.
10 and 2.
Left over the top. One time, Adam.
Hip, hip, hip. Come on!
What an attempt by Adam Dirks. Is he okay? Let's see if he's okay, guys.
Good?
Couple belly taps. Make some noise for this athlete, guys. What do you guys think? Should we give him one more attempt? Just gets up after 520-pound stone attempt and just walks it off, man. That's huge.
So we're going to give Adam another attempt here. I mean, I really think that he's capable of it. It looked like we just had a little bit of misgrip with him getting on that stone. It seemed a little low in his belly. You know, if I'm lifting Atlas stones, I like to try to get it nice and high in the chest, so as we stand up, you know, we're not dropping it under where that bar is. So I think that Adam is definitely capable of this. Let's just give another minute to come back out and give this another attempt here. Either way, extremely impressive feats of strength from every athlete that we've had here today.
Yeah, and again, and so one more time, we want to thank our sponsors, guys. We want to thank Strengthlete Collective for helping us get the word out about this event. We're going to come back to the grassroots effort and U105 strongman here in a minute. Chrono Strength Equipment. I'm from Denver, who's providing all the services for the live stream. Darren Heldemus, who put this thing together.
We're going to call it.
We're going to call it?
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, we just got word from Darren Heldemus that we are going to go ahead and call it. Adam Dirks made the decision, but that was a hell of an effort. So guys, so now obviously, we're actually, yeah, let's go chat with these athletes, see how they're feeling. What do you think? Oh, okay. Bring them this way.
Josh and Adam both have, I'll get them.
Yeah, so guys, we're gonna wait on Josh and Adam both to kind of get stuff sorted out. We're gonna talk to these guys in a minute. But again, as we had discussed previously, there's a huge kind of grassroots effort with the Clash series, Anthony Furman leading the charge on those.
Whenever you have a minute.
There's a huge effort right now in the 105 class to bring strongman as a strength sport to the front of the line, which has been incredible to witness. We're incredibly excited to be a part of it here. Guys, we're going to cut. We're going to let Anthony talk to get these athletes over here, and we'll be right back.
post-workout, I tend to rock with either a hybrid or an indica.
That was fun.
What is going on, guys? Professional strongman Adam Geiger here. We're at Out the Box. Let's take a trip back in time. Where are we starting?
All right, man. Where we're gonna start is over here at this end of the shop.
Perfect.
This is where I like to call vendor row.
Vendor row. What's vendor row? What do we do?
So vendor row basically means we're a consignment shop.
Okay.
Of all. So what that means is we have lots of vendors come in and fill our cases for us.
Awesome.
More specifically, all these cases in this row right here.
So these rows right here are all people trying to get rid of some stuff that,
Yep.
you know, the toys, the retro, cool 80s, 90s stuff.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
As
And
far as that goes, man, we only take 10% off the top of each item sold. Our vendors take home 90% of everything they
wow, that's really generous.
sell. Yeah.
So for 10% of whatever they're selling, they can give it to you hands off and you'll let them know when it sells and write them a check.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you have any favorite toys in this aisle yourself?
Me personally, I like anything Godzilla, you know, anything Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, I'm all about that.
Love Ninja Turtles.
Yep,
Love
for
Ninja
sure.
Turtles. What about King Kong?
King Kong, we have a few King Kongs. We got all the vintage Japanese Godzillas right there.
Those are super dope. I like that King Kong right there.
Yeah, definitely. All the vintage video games.
The original 16-bit Sega Genesis. That is super ill. I'm gonna cut in front of you. I want to take a look at some of these wrestlers. Look at this Hulk Hogan, my man. I had one of these when I was young. I gotta get one of these. I gotta have one of these.
Definitely, we'll throw them in a bag or throw them in a little bucket for you here.
Dope. And my mom's gonna be proud of this one, or she might be mad that I'm grabbing it. This big boy down here is a penny bank, and I had this. Look at him, look at him, look at him, blue eyes. Look at him, blue. I had one of these when I was young. I've definitely got to pick him up. He's
Very cool, very cool.
super cool. I really
Since
like
you're a
him.
wrestling fan, I'll point this guy out. Not a lot of people catch
Ah, the Jake the Snake with the bag.
right there.
That's super cool with the bag. I like it. That's really, really cool. Oh man, you guys have so many cool things. Even these little muscle men right here. I remember having those guys when I was young too.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
They're really bendy, like really racers almost. I'm really homies. Oh man, I haven't seen one of these since I've been in a Kmart.
The older sports action figures over here.
Oh wow. Look. Do you guys see this shack right here? This shack screams 1990. What is that? 1990 what?
It's like maybe 93, 94.
93, 94, which means I have to have that. Let's get that.
Yeah,
the Shaquille O'Neal.
You know what's pretty cool about this Shaquille O'Neal in particular?
What's that?
The old movie Home Alone. You guys remember Home Alone?
Home Alone.
With kids staying
Kevin
at home.
McAllister.
Yeah, Kevin McAllister. He has a loose one of these in that movie where he's shooting them with the BB gun down the laundry chute.
Home Alone.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Good pickup. Good pickup. Pat myself on the back for that. Good pickup, Adam. Ninja Turtles. My next stop is Ninja Turtles. My favorite Ninja Turtle was Raphael. I had a Raphael. We have some Ninja Turtle stuff here. Where's he at? You guys have got to have him. Where's you guys have a baseball? The baseball Raphael, we have one right here.
Oh man, yep. Looks like there's one left too.
All right, cool. We are back. We want to thank Out the Box as one of our sponsors. Thank you for helping make this event happen. We have Josh Eisel here, who is one of the co-Atlas Stone world record holders. Josh, how did you feel going into this event?
I've been more nervous about this show than any other show I've ever done, mainly because this was the main event, and it's the first event, so like if you screw it up, you're out. There's no more room to make it up for the rest of the event. and just the pressure was on. Ever since Darren asked us to do this at Clash, he just had an idea. He was like, hey, I want to put this on, and he put it together, and I just wanted to show up and, you know, show that I've earned that invite that he gave to me. And he put on a heck of a show. I mean, this was the most professional thing I've ever been a part of, from the weighing the events on camera each time to the attempts to, I mean, it was just fair. The implements are beautiful. It was just phenomenal. The venue, thank you. Live stream, phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job here today with that 501 Atlas Stone. Absolutely incredible, especially for the 105 class. You know, you are helping to put our class on the map. Like Bo and I were talking about earlier, this grassroots effort to try to build the sport, especially the 105s. Events like this are going to help legitimize what we're doing. So thank you for being a part of this.
For sure, man. Praise God. I'm just happy to be here and compete against the best. That's all I've ever wanted to do, and I'll do that as long as I can.
Awesome. Any parting thoughts?
No, man, I'm just happy this went very well. It was fun. Like I said, it was very professional. It legitimizes what we're trying to do specifically for our class, and I'm excited to be a part of it and to move forward with this.
All right, thank you so much. Also, everybody watching the live stream, stick around. We're going to be doing a max farmer's carry attempt. Josh is going to be one of the athletes attempting that. We got Josh and Mike Congdon, so stick around. We got more stuff coming.
I've got a couple more things I want to pick up, guys. I want to show you guys the shoe section real quick. These shoes over here, there's not a lot of places here in northern Colorado that have a selection, and these guys have a really sick selection of shoes here. We have, these are all the men's shoes, all the women's shoes. Sizes are on the front of all of them. We have some Travis Scotts in here. We have some really nice Jordans in here. They got a really cool selection of shoes throughout here. There was one thing, hold on, we got to come back over here that I know a lot of you guys haven't seen. Take a look down here. Y'all remember these Pogs? Do you guys remember Pogs? I remember in elementary school they said it was gambling and we couldn't do it. Man, these guys have a little bit of everything for everybody. If you're a horror fan, we got all kinds of cool horror stuff. Gremlins, Friday the 13th, The Conjuring, even Annabelle. Back to the Future, more Gremlin stuff. Star Wars. If you guys are Star Wars and Star Trek fans, this is for sure the place to be. They have everything you'd be looking for. Lord of the Rings. If you come back over here in the corner, they have a really cool arcade. What is up, guys? I am here at MyxedUp Creations, one of my favorite stores in the world, and I came by to pick up a few things, and I finally got to meet the owner, Phil. Phil, how are you?
Adam, I'm doing well, man. It's nice to meet you in person. You're famous, so it's an honor to have you down here.
I appreciate it, my man. Hey, you have not only been in business for 25 years, and you have multiple locations. Tell me a little bit about them. 29
years, and we have 5 locations: Denver, Aurora, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, and Pueblo.
We also have another cool little tie-in that I just found out. Your great, I don't know, grandpa was a world's strongest man.
My great-grandfather, Henry Holcree, was the world's strongest man. He's known as Cincinnati Strongman.
Cincinnati Strongman.
He's super famous for lifting trolley cars back onto the tracks and putting the entire Cincinnati Reds baseball team on his back.
These are all of his claims to fame.
These are some of his claims to fame.
This is amazing. He lifted the entire Cincinnati Reds team on their back?
That's right, he did. So he owned some pubs in Cincinnati, and he would actually made a lot of money doing bar wagers. So he was kind of he was the main act, and he was selling beers. So.
Wow. So he had a little strategy there. He'd bring him in, get him drunk, they'd get cocky. He'd say he could beat him. They said no way. and he took their money twice that night.
There you go,
I
man.
love it. That's
works
probably where you
good.
get your business savvy from,
Well,
baby. I don't know.
I do. It has to be.
It's gotta be somewhere along
It's
the
definitely where I
lines.
get my good looks and all my muscles from.
That's also true. That's also true. Hey, my man, I got to go inside. I got to pick up a few things, and I really want to take some time to show off your store. Would you mind if we went and take a look around?
Let's go on.
All right, bro. So much, Uncle Phil, Luciano, for showing me around today. I've got a world record to set, so I've got to get out of here, guys. You have an amazing day.
Yeah. So this is your microphone for the live stream.
Yeah.
I'll hold it to you.
Yeah.
And then this is for the room.
Okay.
Just so you'll have two microphones in your face.
Yeah.
You all right there?
I also want to point out, like, something like it kind of stretched out. I was training for farmers before. There's this stupid little monkey.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, you guys are live. You guys are live.
Interesting.
You guys are live.
Oh, we're live.
And so how do we want to...
All right, we are live here with Adam Dirks. Adam Dirks and Josh Eisel just set the Atlas Stone world record. Adam, talk us through how you're feeling about this.
I feel good. Disappointed I didn't hit the 520 stone. I know I can do it. I just got to train a little differently for it. I'm not used to that many jumps up to the max weight. So next year I just got to come back and be better prepared for the jumps. Other than that, everything else went good. Everything feels good. The setup was great. Everybody here is great. That's about it.
Talk us through what happened. Yeah.
So when you say next year, you're saying that we should throw this again and then up the ante?
Oh yeah, and I'll be here for sure.
Okay.
Talk us through how you felt immediately after that 520 attempt. What was going through your head? What does that look like from an athlete's perspective?
I mean, beforehand, before you load it, right, you're just trying to focus on the cues you need to do to load it, right? Do your job. Everything felt good. The pick felt fine. I kind of had to sit with it longer than I normally am comfortable with sitting with stones. And as I was regripping myself, I'm just wasting more energy, and I couldn't get my hands positioned right, just because I was stuck to the stone. That the stone is so sticky. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. But at the end of the day, I just didn't have the power to get it over. Just ran out of gas.
Okay.
And then lights out at the end.
Lights out at the end. And so guys, for the awkward stuff going on here, all apologies. Let's see those hands. So we don't want him touching the equipment.
Awful tacky.
He's still got a ton of tacky on. And then also, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the events that we have coming up, and then I think we're going to co-present, because you guys are going to be splitting it, so we'll co-present you guys with the check here shortly. But for the crowd, guys, make sure you guys hang out. We have, to our knowledge, and we don't, in competition, we've never seen an unbroken 350-pound per hand farmer carry for 50 feet. Is that right?
From my understanding, yes. From my understanding, the 105 farmer's carry world record is currently 330 pounds for an unbroken 50 feet. We're going to have a couple athletes here today attempting that or more, so we'd really like to set that record as well. We're also doing a 50-pound bag thrown over max height. So what we're calling the minimum to set that world record, I believe, is 18 feet today. We're hoping to see 50 pounds over 20 feet. I think that would be really incredible.
Yeah, and again, even though it hasn't officially been done, I think it is important to start to set these standards, right? So that we can get more events like this, we bring more attention to the sport. Adam, are you going to be going for either of those today?
No, I actually got to compete again in January in Nashville, so I'm just going to I just did the stone. I'm going to just kind of take it easy and keep focused on Nashville.
Yeah, get what you came for, right? You crushed it today. Elbows, yeah. Get that. Very well done. Again, we're gonna have our award ceremony here in a minute with both Josh and Adam. But again, let's go back to the grassroots effort, because we kind of got cut off there. Let's go back to the grassroots effort that you're seeing in the 105 class right now to try to bring this sport to the forefront. Small events, obviously, like we want to thank our sponsors, Strengthlete Collective, Out the Box, Yolo Rum. Kratos Strength Equipment, obviously V23 Athletics and the amazing crowd and support we've gotten here today. You're a little deeper into the sport than I am. I coach, I analyze, I'm a numbers guy, I'm a physiology guy, but you're into the sport, so I think you might be able to talk a little better as far as like what this means for the sport and kind of your vision for how you see events like this influencing the sport moving forward.
So, especially within the last year or so, with the creation of Strengthlete Collective and Anthony Furman really putting a lot of effort into making sure the 105s are getting the attention that they deserve. You know, I think some of these 105 athletes are just as impressive, if not more impressive, than some of these World's Strongest Man athletes, not to take anything away from them at all, you know, but we have guys here moving double their body weight. Some of these guys have deadlifts that are triple, 3.5 times their body weight. You know, so just to see some of these more average sized guys moving something amazing is pretty incredible. Back to the grassroots effort, you know, with Anthony Furman starting Strengthlete Collective, he is now giving an opportunity to these 105 athletes, and it's starting to expand into 90 kilo athletes, 80 kilo athletes. We're giving lightweight and middleweight women more opportunities. Historically speaking, in strongman, the majority of the events are centered around heavyweight men. It's important to give some of those other athletes the opportunity because these are the people that are not only supporting World's Strongest Man, but supporting the community in general, right? So we want to give these people those opportunities, and I think Darren hosting events like this, you know, you, Bo, hosting events like this, it's really setting a precedent, you know, for strength sports in the United States that some of these athletes that may have been overlooked are no longer being overlooked. Yeah. And we're giving them those opportunities.
Yeah, I think for a long time, you know, the shock and awe from the heavyweights is obviously impressive. You know, those guys are walking around, you know, day to day, well above 400 pounds, and I think, you know, bringing attention to the sport and then showing, again, I coach athletes. I want to see explosive power. I want to see speed. And to me, that's always been best displayed. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the U90 class is incredible. Oh, speaking of U90, you have something coming up. You have something up your sleeve for the U90 class, don't you? You want to talk about that?
Yep, so Anthony Furman and I are hosting the Strengthlete Collective Clash of the 80 Kilos. August 20th here in Denver, Colorado at Elitch Gardens. We are going to be hosting Clash of the 80s, which is going to be a World's Strongest Man style event for the 80 kilo class. So again, like I was talking about before, giving some of these, you know, potentially looked over athletes the opportunity to showcase what is possible, what they're capable of. You know, we want to give those opportunities to those people. So August 20th, Clash of the 80s here in Denver. Events, registration, all of that will be coming out in the next month or two, so definitely keep your eyes out for that.
And also, like, I hope you guys saw in the live stream, I'm not sure how much of a close-up we got on it, but can we get the camera on that wooden standard that was made? The wooden standard. This, and again, huge thanks to Darren Heldemus. Guys, this is, Darren requested, he has a, Eric Kuhn. One of Darren's associates, Eric Kuhn, went out into the Colorado forest and made this thing by hand. Take a look at the effort and the detail that was put into this. Obviously it had, you know, it took well above 500 pounds on top of it multiple times, and then was, you know, between the 520 pounds plus another 230 pound human leaning on it. That thing's beautiful, and I'll tell you what, don't want to throw too many, don't want to throw too much out there, but that could be available for that U90 throwdown.
Yeah, you know, we could potentially use that. Haven't gotten all of the events selected just yet, but I would love to have that at the Clash of the 80s. I think it'd be a really cool implement. And it's also reminiscent of what some of these heavyweight guys are utilizing for Atlas Stone attempts. If you watch the video where Tom Stoltman sent his 630 Atlas Stone, he was going over an implement very similar to this. So it also creates that standard that we are now looking for in strongman. With strongman being kind of functional strength, we don't have the same standards that powerlifting does. And you know what? I don't think a lot of strongmen really want that. You know, I want to go pick up a heavy-ass rock and see, you know, just what I'm capable of. So that's kind of what our sport entails here is that functional strength.
Right.
And so guys, I think before we move on to our farmer carry event, I think we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna ask Darren Heldemus, are you gonna present for us? Yeah, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call Josh and Adam out to the floor. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and do the awards presentation. So we'll get these guys out there and then we'll move to that. Darren, do you wanna? So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and real quick, Darren, come on over here. So guys, and everybody here in V23, real quick guys, I want a huge round of applause for Darren Heldemus. Not only was he one of our athletes, one of our Spartans today, but he was also the driving force behind putting this together. Again, he approached us at V23 Athletics about 3 months ago, probably somewhat selfishly, right? Wanting to throw an event like this, and then he did, you know, he lined up all of our amazing sponsors, and so he's kind of the driving force behind this effort. So guys, one time, give it up for Darren Heldemus.
Thank you all. You know, I'm just an idea guy. This would not have happened without everybody putting in their best effort and contributing their time. And the athletes taking, you know, the risk and coming out here to do this event. It wouldn't have happened without all of you. And I am humbly grateful to all of you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming and supporting this event. But without further ado, But without further ado, I'm going to give you the world record holders. We had a tie at 500 pounds, Adam Dirks and Joshua Isley. And I'm going to present this check for $1,100 to both of you guys. It's written out to both of you. So you do both have to endorse the back. But congratulations to both of you guys. Guys, great job. I mean, we absolutely demolished the world records today, so amazing.
Thanks, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Heldemus, everybody, give it up for him. All right. So guys, I think it is time. I'm gonna check with our voters here. We're gonna find out what this first farmer carry load is gonna be. So, again, no real official record. We're just operating off the assumption that his seed. So I think kind of the concept here is to go ahead and set the standard for unbroken 50 feet, hoping to see 350 pounds or more.
Yeah, absolutely. We are setting essentially setting the farmer's carry world record here today. That really didn't exist prior to today. You know, 330 is considered the world record, but I mean, I personally know several 105 athletes that have done that or more in home gyms in competitions where it maybe just wasn't counting towards that world record. So this is to set that standard, make a record of it, and then give something to for people to work towards moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's important to actually make it official, right? So now we know it's been done. You know, we have the live stream. People are going to see it. We can use the media. People will know what they're up against. And also, there's a significant difference because let's face it, every one of these gentlemen and every one of these athletes in this room, they can move 350 for 50 feet. But going 350 per hand unbroken is an entirely different set of circumstances, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, to be able to finish this 50-foot run unbroken with no drops just makes it that much more difficult. It's not only a test of grip, but your core, your breathing, your endurance, your leg power, glutes, all that. You know, we want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're strong enough to carry something that heavy. I mean, it's 350 per hand. You're loading 700 pounds onto your central nervous system. Quite a bit of weight. You know, you're taking that all into your hands. We want to make sure we're not tearing any calluses, anything like that. So this should be something really interesting to watch here.
And then also, not to geek out too much about this, but we have to remember, especially with something with grip, that is controlled specifically by the CNS, the central nervous system. These guys just attempted 480, 500 pounds. Their CNS is already in a bit of a deficit. Obviously, they have a lot of adrenaline going. Hopefully, that can overcome some of the stress they've already gone through. But let's walk through this right here. Let's kind of give you an idea of what you expect to see, and then kind of set the standard for what's going to be unbroken. So we have the cone set. We have another set of cones 50 feet down. Now athletes are going to we're going to start front of the skids, and then the standard is going to be the unbroken all the way down with the front of the skid passing the 50-foot mark. So the intention isn't to get the entire implement or apparatus all the way past that 50-foot line. They'll end up going from the front of the skid, and then when the front of the skid clears those other two cones, that will be a new official world record unbroken carry for the U105 class.
All right, Mike just informed me that he is ready to go when we are, so we're just getting our final weights onto the the farmer's carry implements over here. We got Mike getting ready for the first attempt here. Mike, how you feeling?
Really good. That Atlas Stone was actually a huge personal record for me. So just attempting the world record and almost getting it was pretty awesome. So this is more in my wheelhouse, and I'm hoping to maybe hit 75 a hand. We'll see.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. All right, Mike is getting ready to go here in a minute.
I think Michael Congdon's go ahead and just getting ready. We're going to start with we're going to ask one of our loaders. Our loader, Dan Flagg, getting everything lined up. We're doing an official weight here. Dan, what was that weight? That was 351 on the skid on the right. So Dan Flagg just gave an official weight of 351 pounds, skid and weight included. And that's going to be athlete Michael Congdon's first attempt. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Michael Congdon! Let's go, keep it up, guys, keep it up. Let's go, Mike. There he goes. Small steps, looking iron grip. And that is 351 pounds per hand. Very well done. Say that again.
Warm up.
Michael said he's just getting loose here. I think you noted he's trying to hit upwards of 370 to 375 pounds per hand. Does that sound about accurate?
That was my goal, I think. 365 a hand.
365, do I think? I think 365 per hand sounds pretty good to me. And what do you think?
Yeah, I think 365 is very realistic, especially with this being 350. You made it look really good, really consistent all the way down the line. There was no stutter steps, there was no trips. Didn't look like it was starting to roll out of your fingers. So I'd say another 15 pounds per hand is very realistic.
All right, 365.
Exciting. Exciting.
And so not whether you caught that or not, but Michael Congdon just called 365 pounds to each skid. So not only we have just set a world record, or at least a record for the U105 class, but now we're going to go ahead and up the ante. So we'll grab our loaders. And we're going to give Michael as absolutely much time as he needs to recover again. When you talk about central nervous system, when you talk about doing grip work, it is incredibly taxing on that nervous system. So because we're setting the record, we're going to give him as absolutely much time as he needs. So guys, we're actually going to give Michael about 5 minutes to go ahead, breathe, recover, get his wits, get that grip strength back. So likely we'll go ahead, guys, we'll cut to a quick commercial. One more time, huge thanks to our sponsors, guys. I'm from Denver, Yolo Rum, Strengthlete Collective, couldn't have done this without them. Here at V23 Athletics, we're obviously happy to host events like these, help move this forward. Commercial, guys, and then we'll be right back. Michael Congdon's second attempt at 365 pounds per hand.
post-workout. So, post-workout, I tend to rock with either a hybrid or an indica.
That was fun.
What is going on, guys? Professional strongman Adam Geiger here. We're at Out the Box. Let's take a trip back in time. Where are we starting?
All right, man. Where we're going to start is over here at this end of the shop.
Perfect.
This is where I like to call vendor row.
Vendor row. What's vendor row? What do we do?
So vendor row basically means we're a consignment shop.
Okay.
Of all. So what that means is we have lots of vendors come in and fill our cases for us.
Awesome.
More specifically, all these cases in this row right here.
So these rows right here are all people trying to get rid of some stuff that,
Yep.
you know, the toys, the retro, cool 80s, 90s stuff.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
As far as that goes, man, we only take 10% off the top of each item sold. Our vendors take home 90% of everything they
Wow,
sell.
that's really generous.
Yep.
So for 10% of whatever they're selling, they can give it to you hands off and you'll let them know when it sells and write them a check.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you have any favorite toys in this aisle yourself?
Me personally, I like anything Godzilla, you know, anything Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, I'm all about that.
Love Ninja Turtles.
Yep,
Love
for
Ninja
sure.
Turtles. What about King Kong?
King Kong, we have a few King Kongs. We got all the vintage Japanese Godzillas right there.
Those are super dope. I like that King Kong right there.
Yeah, definitely. All the vintage video games.
The original 16-bit Sega Genesis. That is super ill. I'm going to cut in front of you. I want to take a look at some of these wrestlers. Look at this Hulk Hogan, my man. I had one of these when I was young. I got to get one of these. I got to have one of these.
Definitely. We'll throw them in a bag or throw them in a little bucket for you here.
Dope. And my mom's going to be proud of this one, or she might be mad that I'm grabbing it. This big boy down here is a penny bank, and I had this. Look at him, look at him, look at him, blue eyes. Look at him, blues. I had one of these when I was young. I've definitely got to pick him up. He's
very cool, very cool.
Super cool. I really
Since
like
you're a
him.
wrestling fan, I'll point this guy out. Not a lot of people catch.
Ah, the Jake the Snake with the bag.
Right there.
That's super cool with the bag. I like it. That's really, really cool. Oh man, you guys have so.
So our loaders gave an official weight of 366.4 pounds per hand for Michael Congdon, making his second world record attempt at unbroken 50 feet. This is 366.4 per hand, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, let's go ahead and make some noise for strongman athlete U105, Michael Congdon. Let's go. There he gets his slaps from his coach. He's fired up, ready to go. Guys, let's keep it going. Keep the energy up. There's the pick. $366.4 per hand. He's past the 25-foot mark, and there's the drop. Give it up for Michael Congdon.
Mike, that was a great attempt. How do you feel after this?
I feel good. You know, that Atlas Stone attempt at 460 took a lot out of me, so I'm happy to still at least establish a record at 350 and hit some personal record on the Atlas Stone. So.
Well, great job today, man. That looked great. I mean, you carried it all this way. We just gave out with the grip, but I think you got it next time. Wait, congratulations on your Farmer's Handle world record. That's awesome. Make some noise for Mark, everybody. Come on. All right, cool. We are going to take a couple minutes. We're going to get set up for our bag attempt. We're going to have to do that outside. The ceilings in here just aren't tall enough. We're going to get this Farmer's Handle cleaned up. I think we'll go to commercial here for a minute while we get started. So stick around. We got more stuff coming.
Oh man, I haven't seen one of these since I've been in a Kmart.
A few older sports action figures over here.
Oh wow. Look, do you guys see this shack right here? This shack screams 1990. What is that, 1990 what?
It's like maybe 93, 94.
93, 94, which means I have to have that. Let's get that,
Yeah,
the Shaquille O'Neal.
You know what's pretty cool about this Shaquille O'Neal in particular?
What's that?
The old movie Home Alone. You guys remember Home Alone?
Home Alone.
With kids staying
Kevin
at home.
McAllister.
Yeah, Kevin McAllister. He has a loose one of these in that movie where he's shooting them with the BB gun down the laundry chute.
Home Alone.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Good pickup. Good pickup. Pat myself on the back for that. Good pickup, Adam. Ninja Turtles. My next stop is Ninja Turtles. My favorite Ninja Turtle was Raphael. I had a Raphael. We have some Ninja Turtle stuff here. Where's he at? You guys have got to have him. Where's you guys have a baseball? The baseball Raphael, we have one right here.
Oh man, yep. Looks like there's one left too.
Let's snag the baseball Raphael. Man, looking at all these toys, I remember playing with them, like literally times in my life when specific memories playing with these. Do you guys have Ghostbusters?
We do have a few random Ghostbusters. Where did they go?
I was a huge, and I had this Egon where you squeezed his legs and his eyeballs popped out. And my son actually brought it home from my mom's house the other day, and I was like, oh man, this thing is super cool.
I think there's a few random like monsters from Ghostbusters in the back. There's
oh, okay, yeah. I'm really interested in these Mighty Maxes here. These are super, super cool, and I think my son would really like these too. I want to snag a couple of these ones up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that one in the middle right there.
Okay.
And
this guy right here?
Yeah. And this big one's cool too.
Yeah.
I feel like plant that. Yeah, I have to break my kids into this.
Very, very cool.
He'll like that. He'll think that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
You guys are loading up.
All right. I've got a couple more things I want to pick up, guys. I want to show you guys the shoe section real quick. These shoes over here, there's not a lot of places here in northern Colorado that have a selection. And these guys have a really, really sick selection of shoes here. These are all the men's shoes, all the women's shoes. Sizes are on the front of all of them. We have some Travis Scotts in here. We have some really nice Jordans in here. They got a really, really cool selection of shoes throughout here. There was one thing, hold on, we got to come back over here that I know a lot of you guys haven't seen. Take a look down here. Y'all remember these? Pogs? Do you guys remember Pogs? I remember in elementary school they said it was gambling and we couldn't do it. Man, these guys have a little bit of everything for everybody. If you're a horror fan, we got all kinds of cool horror stuff. Gremlins, Friday the 13th, The Conjuring, even Annabelle. Back to the Future, more Gremlin stuff. Star Wars. If you guys are Star Wars and Star Trek fans, this is for sure the place to be. They have everything you'd be looking for. Lord of the Rings. If you come back over here in the corner, they have a really cool arcade. What is up, guys? I am here at MyxedUp Creations, one of my favorite stores in the world. I came by to pick up a few things. Phil, thank you so much, Uncle Phil, Luciano, for showing me around today. I've got a world record to set, so I've got to get out of here, guys. You have an amazing day. workout. So, post-workout, I tend to rock with either a hybrid or an indica.
That was fun.
What is going on, guys? Professional strongman Adam Geiger here. We're at Out the Box. Let's take a trip back in time. Where are we starting?
All right, man. Where we're gonna start is over here at this end of the shop.
Perfect.
This is where I like to call vendor row.
Vendor row. What's vendor row? What do we do?
So vendor row basically means we're a consignment shop.
Okay.
Of all. So what that means is we have lots of vendors come in and fill our cases for us.
Awesome.
More specifically, all these cases in this row right here.
So these rows right here are all people trying to get rid of some stuff that,
Yep.
you know, the toys, the retro, cool 80s, 90s stuff.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
As far as that goes, man, we only take 10% off the top of each item sold. Our vendors take home 90% of everything they
Wow,
sell.
that's really generous.
Yeah.
So for 10% of whatever they're selling, they can give it to you hands off and you'll let them know when it sells and write them a check.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you have any favorite toys in this aisle yourself?
Me personally, I like anything Godzilla, you know, anything Godzilla, Ninja Turtles, I'm all about that.
Love Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Love
for
Ninja
sure.
Turtles. What about King Kong?
King Kong, we have a few King Kongs. We got all the vintage Japanese Godzillas right there.
Those are super dope. I like that King Kong right there.
Yeah, definitely. All the vintage video games.
The original 16-bit Sega Genesis. That is super ill. I'm going to cut in front of you. I want to take a look at some of these wrestlers. Look at this Hulk Hogan, my man. I had one of these when I was young. I got to get one of these. I got to have one of these.
Definitely. We'll throw them in a bag or throw them in a little bucket for you here.
Dope. And my mom's going to be proud of this one, or she might be mad that I'm grabbing it. This big boy down here is a penny bank, and I had this. Look at him, look at him, look at him, blue eyes. Look at him, blue. I had one of these when I was young. I've definitely got to pick him up. He's
very cool, very cool.
Super cool. I really
Since
like
you're a
him.
wrestling fan, I'll point this guy out. Not a lot of people catch
Ah, the Jake the Snake with the bag.
Right there.
That's super cool with the bag. I like it. That's really, really cool. Oh man, you guys have so many cool things. Even these little muscle men right here. I remember having those guys when I was young too.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
They were really bendy, like really racers almost. I'm really homies. Oh man, I haven't seen one of these since I've been in a Kmart.
A few older sports action figures over here.
Oh wow. Look. Do you guys see this shack right here? This shack screams 1990. What is that? 1990 what?
It's like maybe 93, 94.
93, 94, which means I have to have that. Let's get that.
Yeah,
The Shaquille O'Neal.
You know what's pretty cool about this Shaquille O'Neal in particular?
What's that?
The old movie Home Alone. You guys remember Home Alone?
Home Alone.
With kids staying.
Kevin
at home.
McAllister.
Yeah, Kevin McAllister. He has a loose one of these in that movie where he's shooting them with the BB gun down the laundry chute.
Home Alone.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Good pickup. Good pickup. Pat myself on the back for that. Good pickup, Adam. Ninja Turtles. My next stop is Ninja Turtles. My favorite Ninja Turtle was Raphael. I had a Raphael. We have some Ninja Turtle stuff here. Where's he at? You guys have got to have him. Where's you guys have a baseball? The baseball Raphael, we have one right here.
Oh man, yep. Looks like there's one left too.
Let's snag the baseball Raphael. Man, looking at all these toys, I remember playing with them, like literally times in my life when specific memories playing with these. Do you guys have Ghostbusters?
We do have a few random Ghostbusters. Where did they go?
I was a huge, and I had this Egon where you squeezed his legs and his eyeballs popped out. And my son actually brought it home from my mom's house the other day, and I was like, oh man, this thing is super cool.
I think
Mighty
there's
Max.
a few random like monsters from Ghostbusters in the back. There's
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm really interested in these Mighty Maxes here. These are super, super cool, and I think my son would really like these too. I want to snag a couple of these ones up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that one in the middle right there.
Okay.
And
This guy right here?
Yeah. And this big one's cool too.
Yeah.
I feel like plant that. Yeah, I have to I'm gonna break my kids into this.
Very, very cool.
He'll like that. He'll think that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
You guys are loading up.
All right. I've got a couple more things I want to pick up, guys. I want to show you guys the shoe section real quick. These shoes over here, there's not a lot of places here in northern Colorado that have a selection. And these guys have a really, really sick selection of shoes here. These are all the men's shoes, all the women's shoes. Sizes are on the front of all of them. We have some Travis Scotts in here. We have some really nice Jordans in here. They got a really, really cool selection of shoes throughout here. There was one thing, hold on, we got to come back over here that I know a lot of you guys haven't seen. Take a look down here. Y'all remember these? Pogs? Do you guys remember Pogs? I remember in elementary school they said it was gambling and we couldn't do it. Man, these guys have a little bit of everything for everybody. If you're a horror fan, we got all kinds of cool horror stuff. Gremlins, Friday the 13th, The Conjuring, even Annabelle. Back to the Future, more Gremlin stuff. Star Wars. If you guys are Star Wars and Star Trek fans, this is for sure the place to be. They have everything you'd be looking for. Lord of the Rings. If you come back over here in the corner, they have a really cool arcade. What is up, guys? I am here at MyxedUp Creations, one of my favorite stores in the world. And I came by to pick up a few things, and I finally got to meet the owner, Phil. Phil, how are you?
Adam, I'm doing well, man. It's nice to meet you in person. You're famous, so it's an honor to have you down here.
I appreciate it, my man. Hey, you have not only been in business for 25 years, and you have multiple locations. Tell me a little bit about them. 29
years, and we have 5 locations: Denver, Aurora, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, and Pueblo.
We also have another cool little tie-in that I just found out. Your I don't know, grandpa was a world's strongest man.
My great-grandfather, Henry Holcree, was the world's strongest man. He's known as Cincinnati Strongman.
Cincinnati Strongman.
He's super famous for lifting trolley cars back onto the tracks and putting the entire Cincinnati Reds baseball team on his back.
These are all of his claims to fame.
These are some of his claims to fame.
This is amazing. He lifted the entire Cincinnati Reds team on their back?
That's right, he did. So he owned some pubs in Cincinnati, and he would actually made a lot of money doing bar wagers. So he was kind of he was the main act, and he was selling beers. So.
Wow. So he had a little strategy there. He'd bring him in, get him drunk, they'd get cocky. He'd say he could beat him. They said no way. And he took their money twice that night.
There you go,
I
man.
love it. That's probably where you get your business savvy from, baby. I don't know.
I do. It has to be.
It's got to be somewhere along the line.
It's definitely where I get my good looks and all my muscles from.
That's also true. That's also true. Hey, my man, I got to go inside. I got to pick up a few things. And I really want to take some time to show off your store. Would you mind if we went and take a look around?
Let's go on.
All right, bro. So much, Uncle Phil, Luciano, for showing me around today. I've got a world record to set, so I've got to get out of here, guys. You have an amazing day.
351 pounds per hand. Now we're going to do a max bag attempt. This will be 50 pounds. Over 17 feet is going to be our starting height. I know some of these guys are going for 18, maybe more. We'll see how this goes. And again, we're kind of just setting those world records, setting that precedent as we've really been doing all day.
Yeah, because as far as I think we understand, the most 50 pounds has gone over in official competition is 16 feet. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. You know, I don't know if it's recorded formally anywhere, but like we were saying before, we are setting those formal world records here today.
Yeah, so really we're just throwing the gauntlet out there, and then as competitions continue to evolve, get stronger, fitter, more explosive, faster year after year, we'll continue to raise that bar. So I think right now one of our judges in loaders, Dan Flagg, is getting an official weight on this sandbag. Last we saw it was 49.6. Now we have 50. Absolutely official as possible. Again, as Ant and I kind of discussed earlier, as far as like raising the bar for strongman competitions with these grassroots efforts, I think it's important that we're covering all of our bases here, especially when you're throwing something down as critical as a world record.
Yeah, absolutely. And to put some of this into context, right? Like if you go to Home Depot and you buy a bag of sand, what does it usually weigh? About 50 pounds. Does anybody who's watching think they could throw that over 17 feet? Because I can't. I know that. But yeah, again, we're setting that precedent today. And we have some great throwers here today. I think that we're definitely going to see another world record here.
Yeah, and then again, to go ahead and kind of geek out on this a bit for a minute, like as far as like power, like this is an expression of speed. Like to be able to get that momentum and that whip on an implement 50 pounds, it's going to take an incredible amount of force, incredible amount of velocity, because that thing's going to slow down as it goes up. 17 feet doesn't sound like much, but it's a long way for 50-pound sandbag. So we have Darren Heldemus with his first attempt. He's going 50.5 pounds over 17 feet. Go ahead and setting a new precedent here for the U105 class. Guys, let's give it up for Darren Heldemus.
Come on, make some noise. Let's go. Come on, Darren.
It's a big windup. It's up, and he makes it over the bar. Darren, great throw, great throw. So again, out of the 4 competitors that we had show up today, we only have 2. Well, actually, Michael Congdon was the only one who went for the farmer carry unbroken record, and then we have Josh. Will be our 2 athletes who are going to be throwing down for this bag over bar. Yeah, we're waiting on you, Josh, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Josh Eisel, 6'6". Guys, let's hear it for Josh. Easy. Easy. Great throw for both these gentlemen. One more time, that is 50.5 pounds over a 17-foot bar. So rather than increasing the load on this, we're just going to be increasing the height. Again, as we said previously, to our knowledge, and I'm sure what these guys do in their backyards and their home gyms, right, off the air is one thing, but what you can show up and do on game day when your name is called, that's really what matters in strongman.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. You know, and we also have to take into consideration a lot of these guys had to do some water cuts. You know, a lot of these guys are hanging out around 250, 255. They got to lose a solid, 20, 25 pounds by manipulating the water in their bodies, and then, fueling back up to that 250 range where they usually hang out. I think it's also a good point to mention here. Sandbag throws are really about a synchronization between the lower body and the upper body. We're using the legs to push the ground away, pulling that bag up in front of you, making sure you have that correct release point, right? We don't want it releasing too high and it goes straight up. We want to make sure that the trajectory is correct. So this is a very technical lift that maybe doesn't have the same level of fatigue that would with an event like Atlas Stones or Farmer's Carry, but equally as impressive.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about when we get into explosive strength. It's not just about how strong you are, it's, especially with this windup, it's how much muscle can you get going in one direction as quickly as possible. So when we talk about like dynamic, for those of you who are around strength sport or around powerlifting, when we talk about like dynamic efforts, we're trying to move a lower amount of weight as absolutely fast as possible. So usually the metaphor we use, the difference between like trying to throw a bowling ball versus trying to throw like a piece of paper versus trying to throw a baseball, right? obviously a baseball is going to be your highest level of velocity, right? Because it's a lighter implement. It meets that window of speed strength. So that's a whole other element of training these guys have to have in their sport. And we've seen sandbag events been thrown in and changed leaderboards because some athletes aren't quite prepared for it because it takes that other level of speed strength that everybody wants to go in. They want to deadlift as heavy as possible, squat as heavy as possible, hit stones as heavy as possible. But at the end of the day, if you don't have that explosive power, it can change that leaderboard on you quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both these guys are also very much built for an event like this. Both Darren and Josh being taller athletes in that 105 class, having those longer arms, being a little bit closer to that crossbar that they're throwing over definitely provides some kind of strategic advantage. So we just went up to
Flag, where are we at? We're at 18.
All right, we are at 18 feet, and we have a 50.5 pound bag. We've already established that world record. This is now a little bit of icing on the cake here. Let's make some noise for Darren. Come on. Come on. Let's go, Darren. Come on.
Hey, drive that floor to hell. Come on.
See, and on that one, he had really good height, but the trajectory was just a little bit off, right? Come under that bar, but he did have that 18-foot height. So, like we were saying a little bit earlier, making sure not only the height is there, but the trajectory is there as well. Josh with the same attempt. Oh, real close. Real close. I think he was maybe just a couple inches under that crossbar. What do you say here?
Yeah, again, like you're looking at another 12 inches. I mean, even though Josh cleared that 17-footer relatively easy, whether that first initial throw was an 18-foot throw, I don't know. You can clear the bar by a few inches, but now we're working, a whole other foot over that. So John Cotton's over there talking to the guys, seeing if we're going to go ahead and get another attempt. Yep, so these guys will get 2 more attempts, so it'll be 3 attempts total at this 50.5 pound bag over the 18-foot bar, which again, as far as any of us know, is in competition. It's only been hit to about 16 feet. So we'll take a minute again, thank our sponsors. I'm from Denver, Yolo Rum, V23 Athletics, Strengthlete Collective for helping us get the word out for this group of 105 athletes, incredibly talented. Get them the support they need, the support they deserve, and then ideally down the road, we start putting some money into their pockets as well, right?
Absolutely, and it was really cool that we were able to give that $1,100 check to the Atlas Stone world record holders today. So, again, we're really trying to do more for the sport and for the athletes. All right, Darren is about to get started here. Second attempt over 18 feet, 50.5 pounds. Come on, Darren. Come on. Everybody make some noise for Darren. Let's go. Come on. Oh! Again, the height was there. The trajectory was just off a little bit. Darren's got one more attempt. I think it's very realistic that he's going to be able to do this today. I think also something interesting to note here is although these athletes are tall, they are wearing lifters, right? Does that give them that extra inch that maybe is the difference between getting it over the bar or not? I know when I throw, I like to wear lifters being a little bit shorter than these guys. We were close, again, with that trajectory, right? We're getting really good height here, but it's just not going over the bar.
Yeah, and I think at this point, once you start playing in the periphery of what this 105 class is capable of, a degree forward, a degree in the opposite direction is going to change the entire trajectory of the sandbag. So the timing is going to be critical. That explosive strength, pressing through the floor, getting as tall as they can is absolutely going to play into whether these 105 athletes are able to hit this 50.5 pound bag over that 18-foot bar.
Just kind of a thought, playing devil's advocate here. I know that all these athletes are wearing their lifters here to give them a little bit more height, but both athletes kind of finished a little bit in front of that angle of attack here. Like if the lifters came off, would they go up and back more so than up and forward? I don't know. But it's important to let these athletes use whatever equipment they feel most confident in.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, different athletes have different flavors. I'm definitely more of a neutral soled guy, you know, full foot, posterior chain engaged, really getting that whip. When you get into Olympic lifting, you get, you know, better shin angles for squatting, you know, front squatting, vertical, right? Vertical sports like an Atlas Stone lift. But how it affects the lifters in these, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Darren Heldemus has one more attempt. 18-foot standard. We already saw 17. Here's his wind up. Make some noise for athlete Darren Heldemus, Aurora, Colorado. Trains here at V23 Athletics. All the way, he says, all the way. Big follow through. There's his wind up. And there it is. He gets it over.
Dialing in trajectory on this. Like, the power's obviously there. You just gotta not to overthink it and just go and just crush.
Maybe one time, maybe it's just, you know, when you have 3 attempts, the difference between 3 attempts and having 1 left, that last attempt, you just leave it all on the line.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you gotta perform, you gotta perform, and that's, I mean, it's a big mental aspect of this this sport is getting it. You know, you got that last attempt, and it's all or nothing. You gotta perform when you have the opportunity. So
excellent. Great throw, Darren. Very nice work. And again, you know, the difference between training and performing, you know, it only, one of the things we tell our athletes, doesn't matter what you do in training, it really only matters what you do when your name's called.
Exactly. Yeah, you can have the best lifts in the gym, but if you don't show up comp day, none of it matters. So close. So close. You know, I even think that if it was a 17.5-foot bar, he would have cleared that easily. But excellent performance from both of these athletes. Congratulations to Darren for setting his world record. That was amazing. And I think we are done with our lifts for today. We're going to take a quick commercial. We'll head back inside here. Wrap it up here? All right. I think we are all set for today. This will be the end of our presentation. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We saw some pretty amazing records today. Bo, any last thoughts on our day?
No, apparently, like, I know we got what we came for, seeing that 500-pound Atlas Stone broken for the 105 class. I think the crowd got what they came for. You know, we went 3 for 3. We broke all 3 records, so I think that's a good day for us, good day for these athletes, good day for the 105 class. Want to thank our sponsors, Kratos Strength Equipment, Strengthlete Collective for helping us promote this. Darren Heldemus for putting this together. V23 Athletics, Yolo Rum. I'm from Denver. Out the box. It's a good day, guys. Coach Bo Ryan here with pro strongman Anthony San Lorenzo, coming from V23 Athletics in Denver. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Post-workout. So, post-workout, I tend to rock with either a hybrid or an indica.